Hello, my name is Katie and welcome to my shed. I mean, it feels like only hours since we were last talking, and that's because it was. If you didn't watch last week's video, I was doing some last minute editing because, you know, life, busy, all the rest of it. And I was editing on Friday night and the video's due to go up on Saturday morning, and the last 3 clips that I recorded did not record. Well, they recorded, actually, that's not true. They recorded and they transferred over to my laptop, but somehow they were corrupted, so I couldn't get them onto iMovies, which is what I edit on. Anyway, after a lot of swearing and huffing and puffing, I just came back into here and recorded the outro. But consequently, I'm a little bit nervous this week on using you, because I am still using my new camera because, you know, I paid a lot of money for it and I want to use it. So let's hope we don't have the same problems this week. Otherwise I'm going to be quite sad. So, yes, that's me. How are you all doing? Anyway, I didn't ask you last night because I was too busy trying to record an outro and get back into the house. Have you been doing anything nice this week? My week was pretty full on with work, as you know, because I've already told you. Well, if you watched last week's. So I worked Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and they're quite long days and I'm just tired and there wasn't a lot of time to do anything fun, so I didn't do anything fun. But I am now off until next Sunday, so I've got 7 days off, Saturday, Sunday, 8 days off, so that's really exciting. And what's more exciting is that the rest of this video is going to be recorded elsewhere. So I am going away tomorrow morning. We've got a 6 o'clock flight. That'll be fun, won't it? So I'm going away tomorrow morning with my sister for 2 nights in Lisbon in Portugal, and that means I'm going to be doing some painting out there. And I think the light is flickering, isn't it? Sorry, I'm going to turn the light off. It might just get a little bit dull, but I think that would be less annoying than the flickering. What were we saying? So yes, we're going to Lisbon in Portugal, and I'm going to take some stuff to do sketching, and I'm going to try and be brave and sketch plein air, do a bit of urban sketching, which is not my skill set, but I have been practicing. Well, not practicing outside. So if you don't know, I've been recording a short every day of me sketching, and it's all in here, and I am up to day 80. This was the first one that I filmed, and now I am on my new one. So yeah, we're up to day 80. I thought what I'd do, when I hit 100, I'll share all the drawings and just do like a little montage of all the pictures I've done. Some of them I'm really pleased with, some have been really dodgy. But consequently, I feel a little bit more confident with my drawing skills and my sort of washes. So I'll just give you an example. So the one I did today, I drew a Uno pack, and that is way much more, goodness me, that is way more complex than what I would have done at the beginning of the challenge. I feel like I'm getting more confident, and consequently, I'm hoping I'll be brave enough to go outside and paint. Well, I need to work out what I'm taking. So I thought we could do that together, but I think in order to do that I'm going to have to swatch it out because I can't take everything and I want to make sure I get my colour set right. So that is what we're going to do today. I also don't know which sketchbook to take, so I've got a couple of options. I mean, I will take this one, but I only want to use that for my daily challenges. I just want that one to be kept purely for that. Then I've got a couple of other options. Right, so I've got 3 options that are shortlisted down to. My first one is this one, which was a Sea White of Brighton. It's a landscape one, and it opens up. It's long and thin, and I might be able to get some really nice sort of panoramic type images on there. And I like that it's quite solid, so it's easy to work on, and it lays pretty flat, so I do like that one. I've also got this little one I bought Don't know if we talked about it on the last video. I mean, we did talk about it, but I might have edited it out because the last video was well over 2 hours long, even with all the time lapses. So a lot of stuff got edited out. This one is a Art Creations Royal Talons, and it's a 12 centimeters by 12 centimeters. The RRP was it was £4.95, and I paid £2.99 from TK Maxx. Now this one is quite a bit smaller. It's like half the size almost of the Sea Whites one. The pages are much thinner, so it's not going to be as good for watercolour, but it's smaller and lighter. Or I've got a sort of a halfway house one, which is another Royal Talons. Can't remember the size of this one, but I mean it's 12 centimeters by 20, I guess. And that one would be quite nice for squarer images, so it's kind of that size. Pros and cons of all of them. The Royal Talons, this one's nice and small and light. This one is, I don't know, it's quite small, but it is quite heavy. In fact, it's heavier than this one, so that, let's rule that one out. That one's staying. There's not much in the weight of these, you know. I was leaning towards this one, but now I'm wondering about this, because this one is a better paper for watercolour. This paper is thin, and it does hold it because I've been using watercolour in here, but I wonder if this one might be better. Oh. Don't know. Okay, I'll put them both aside and then I'll have to make a decision. Okay, the first colour I want, so I've got a few different watercolour sets over here. I'm just going to swatch out, but because I don't know which one to take, or I might mix them up. I definitely want a yellow ochre. I've got a list here of the colours I need. So let's have a look at some different options. So this one is from the little Rosa Gallery set that I use for my daily sketches. And then I've got one in a bigger Rosa Gallery set. I don't actually know what the set is called, but I don't even know if they're the same colours. I think they are the same, aren't they? It's just one's significantly dirtier than the other. That makes that easy. I've also got the quinacridone gold from my Roman Small set. Now I don't know, this might come out a bit green because I'm a mucky pup. I'm going to label them up as we go. Okay, the brush I'm using is Faber-Castell one, which is the one I use for my shorts because it's nice and little. I would like a yellow. These are all so disgusting. I really am. I need to learn to work a bit cleaner. This one is definitely going to come out green because it's got green on it. So that's the Roman Small one. This one is the Rosa Gallery one. I've also got another one over here. I don't know if that's the same colour. And this one's from the classic set. Actually, I'm going to stop this. I'm going to swatch them all in the pan so I can see, in that pan order, so I can see what's what, because I'm going to get confused, aren't I? Okay, so I've just laid them out in the 3 palettes. There is quite a bit of duplication, so I just need to work out what colours I'm going to take. I'm going to let these dry and then come back to it because I've got to get out the house and what am I doing? Going to meet my family for a coffee. So I'm going to go and do that, and then these will be dry, and then we can come back and make a decision about what other things we're going to take and which of these we're going to do. I think what we will do is set up a palette mixing these up, and then I've got to try and remember what I've put where. I'm back. Right, I'm leaning towards thinking I might just take this set but I would like to put in the quinacridone gold and this burnt sienna. Okay, after lots of faffing around, I've got my palette, so I'm going to swatch out the palette and then I'll show you the dry ones that I'm taking. So the first one is the Roman Schmall quinacridone gold. I think that's what it's called, but as you know, I get these ones named wrong all the time. And then the other yellows I've got is the, I mean it's filthy, sorry, the lemon cadmium yellow and the cadmium yellow light. I mean, I've never been to Lisbon, I don't know what colours I need, but I've watched a few videos. A load of yellow on there, can't get it off. Yeah, I've watched a few videos and I feel like this would be a good colour set. So what have we got here? This one is green, it's just called green, I'm sure they're, and then emerald green. I'm not a massive fan of the emerald green, but it was there and I really couldn't be bothered to take them all out, and I might be able to mix that into something that's a little bit more user friendly. And then I've got the burnt sienna as well. Then I've gone with the Caput Mortuum. That looks, oh, it's so sticky. Some of these paints, it's a bit like the Roman Schmalls are the same, but there's a few of them that are just really sticky. What have we got below here? This one is cobalt blue. Sorry, I'm trying not to make them too wet because I need them dry. And a very pathetic ultramarine, there we go. And this one is neutral black. I was going to swap it out, the neutral black, and pop in an indigo, but again I haven't. And then red wise we've got that one which is cadmium red light, and this one which is madder red. Not sure if I'm going to take this brush or if I'll take one that I don't mind getting a bit bashed up, because it is so beautiful outside. Right, so they're my wets, and then dry wise I'm going to take my Pitt graphite matte, just because I really like drawing with this one. So I'm going to take that, and then I'm going to take my watercolours. I don't know, these don't have official names because they are WH Smith ones. I don't think they have anyway. Let me have a look on the back of the tin. I don't think I've ever got, no. So these, filthy, look at that. I can use as a coloured pencil but also as a watercolour. I really wish I could work a bit more tidy. I've talked a lot about watercolour pencils in the past. And the reason I use these ones, well, A, because I own them, and I've owned them since I was a child. But I just like the way they go down. I have got a few other ones from workshops that I could use, but I'm not going to because they're workshop ones and these are my own ones, so we'll use those. I'm debating whether to take this one watercolour, Derwent watercolour, which is called Scarlet Lake. I think I will, just because that'll go quite nicely with that. And then near colours, I'm not taking many, so I've got the Puka. I do worry a little bit that I'm taking them, I haven't got any contrast. This one, which is turquoise blue. This one, which is light blue. And this pink, which is called Rose. And then I will also take a fine liner. I don't know if I'll take this one or the one that's in the house, but just a little fine liner, a pencil sharpener, and a clip, and then a brush and a water brush. I mean, I think if we're realistic, I'm not going to do a whole lot of drawing, am I? But I want to feel like I've got the option to. I've just put the pink, the rose coloured near colour back, and I'm going to take an umber. I just feel like that might be a bit more useful, so I'm going to take that one instead. So now I need to go and find something to put it in. Oh, and my little moft. It's a bit like a tripod, basically. It magnets onto the back of my phone and I can use it as a tripod. It's really handy for when I'm trying to do my shorts on here. That's it, and I don't really know which of these I'm going to take yet, so I'm taking them all into the house for now, and then I will make a decision in a bit. Okay, so then the next time I see you, we're going to be on a plane or at an airport or something exciting like that. Right, I'm taking you on an adventure to go and find an art shop. But it's meant a lot of steps. And I've done a lot of walking today and my legs are killing. But I think we're nearly there. Tree with a pink blossom on. How pretty is that? Okay, found it. It's in this building here. This is where we want to go. Ponto des Arts. Okay, so I just spent not that much money. I was very restrained, mainly because we got a boat to get on. I just bought a fountain pen, which I've been eyeing up for a while, in pink. I think it was pink, wasn't it? And I bought some of the Artgraf. I don't really know what it's for, but I watched a video this morning, and it looked good. So it looks like a block of very opaque watercolour paint, maybe. So if anyone wants to know how professional I am as an artist, this is the setup for today's daily video. I'm halfway through doing it, but I'm actually recording it in the bathroom, on the floor, Yesterday I did it on that windowsill, which you will have seen. That didn't work at all. It's much more comfortable on the floor, apart from for my bum. Okay, I've just done that. It's definitely not my best work. It would have been better if I hadn't put any colour on it, I think. There's a line drawing it, it's quite fun. And that is the view that I was drawing. But, hang on, let me turn you around. I probably spent more than 10 seconds on it, which means I'm getting braver, I would say, at being in public. It does help. There's some people behind me, I don't know if they're still there, they've gone. There were some people behind me that were also drawing. I don't know if they're still around, but yeah, that kind of made me feel better. And also, because we're up off the, why am I doing that? Up off the road, you see there, only the people in this park can see you. And there's not many people in the park, so I think that helps. Let's get that face track off. There we go. Well, welcome back to the shed. It's been a bit of a whirlwind few days, not gonna lie. And I definitely was not as prolific isn't the right. I didn't get as much done as I thought or had hoped I would. But I did do a little bit of drawing in public. So I feel like that is a big win, stroke. No, a big achievement for me. But just because I find that's really, really hard. So I'm going to show you what I did. It is all a bit naff. And I'm not just saying that. It just isn't, it isn't great. So the first thing I did, actually I quite like, but it was very basic, and because it was on the Royal Talons, the watercolours just, I don't know, they're not great colour wise. But this was when we were sitting on the little, it's not a dock, but like the little dock off this main square, and that was the view of the bridge, the April the 25th bridge, I think it's called, something like that. And actually I quite like that. It's very basic, but I do like it. And then I tried and failed. I am embarrassed to show this, but you know, it is what it is. I think what we've discovered this weekend is that I am not an urban sketcher. I can't do perspective, I can't do buildings, I don't like detail, you know, all those things, they're quite important. So I might show you this one from a long way away. So this is the main arch and then the buildings around it. You know, it is what it is. And then when I was in the airport, I was coming home, we were delayed for a little while, about an hour and a half. It was all getting quite tense. Not with us, but there was a lot of tension in the room, and I just wanted to do some doodling to kind of zone out. So I did some little faces, and then I also did an attempt at trying to draw a person in public, a person in the wild, just because she was so cool. She had these like red dreads and had her headphones on and big glasses, and she looked really cool. I mean, that isn't what she looked like, but I was quite pleased with that one. And then, so I didn't do a whole lot else. I did do a couple of my daily challenges. They're in the other book. But I did a pasta de nata. That was not very good either because I didn't have any water, so I was just licking the brush. And what did I do? My coin purse. Oh, out the window. But I will put in the clip of me trying to do that video, because it was quite amusing, because I'm sort of sat on a windowsill and I'm drawing over a tissue box like this, and it just, that, I feel like that didn't help. And then we went to a restaurant and I did this. I forgot to take I didn't forget. I didn't take the reference photo to show you what it looked like, because as I was drawing it, they then brought our food out and then they cleared away the oils and stuff. So this is the vinegar and oil and salt with my cutlery there. I'm going to say this, and I've said it before, and it's still true. I just need to learn to do less colour, or put less of the detail in, because I quite like this as a line drawing, as I did the ships. And the plan was I just wanted to do the ships and put in the benches and some of the tree detail, but yeah, it's not the best. I mean, I've definitely drawn worse. So this was P&O Iona. This one was Regent Seven Seas, I think, something like that. Or maybe that was in the day before. Anyway, it was one of the smaller ships, and I will pop that photo in. Actually, I think my sister took some video of me drawing it. So that was all I got done, really. What I want to do is I just want to do a slightly different version of this, because this was the image that I liked most. It was really nice and relaxing there. It was when we first got there. Loved the bridge, and so I'm going to try and get this. I'm not going to work it into a finished piece, I don't think, but just something a little bit more worked up than that I then might take onto a finished piece. I might not. That I might. Let's see how this goes, and we'll go from there. I was just going to say, I did go into one of the art shops. I think it was Pomp des Arts. I'll put that clip in as well. You may well have already seen it. And I bought a couple of things. One thing that I said I wasn't going to buy until I'd done 100 days of sketching, and I'm at 84 now, so maybe I can't use it until then. But I did buy myself a Lamy Safari. It wasn't any cheaper than it is at home. Well, maybe by about £1, but not a whole lot. And I've gone for this coral. It wasn't so much the colour that I was worried about, but I don't like the shiny ones. I am a bit funny with textures, and I wanted one that felt nice in the hand. And this one is like I'll show you if you can see, it's like a rough plastic. It's not really rough, but it's got a little bit of texture to it. So yeah, I like that. Oh, it has got a cartridge in it actually. We could have a go, can't we? And the nib is a fine nib on this. Oh, you probably can't see because of my mush in a way. There we go. So we'll have a go with that. It is blue ink, but you know, it'll be fine. It's what we've got for now. So I want to get a refillable one, because I've got quite a lot of ink that I'd like to use. Okay, so that's that. And the other thing I bought, which I hadn't really heard about before, but when I was looking at what art products you should buy when you're in Portugal, it was talking about Artgraf, which is this. It looks like tailor's chalk, and it's a graphite. I went for the white because I felt like that would be really useful. Let's take it out. I haven't used it yet, so we'll have a go with that. So it's a graphite block. Comes in I think like 6 different colours. Let me read it out. You've probably heard about this before, but I hadn't. So it's called, it says inspired by, oh there you go, inspired by the traditional tailor's chalk, Artgraf Tailor Shape is a rich pigmented block designed for drawing and painting. Extremely soft and water soluble, allows you to create a wide range of shades from light ones to deep and opaque ones. It's an excellent tool for drawing and painting. So we're going to have a go with that. In fact, should we have a quick go with them both now? and then we'll do our sketch. Right, the first thing I'm going to do is just lay down a little bit of acrylic pen and let that dry. And that's just so that I can see what the Artgraf looks like over something darker. But I want it dry. Okay. So let's have a go with the pen. I don't want to say mixed reviews, but the Lamy Safari does seem to be the most popular pen at the moment, but I don't know if it is the right one for me, but in my head I decided I wanted it, so and I probably will get myself a black or obviously we'll do continual line just because that's kind of my bag at the moment. Okay, I do quite like that. Obviously I would prefer if it was in a darker colour, but it is not, so we will deal with what we've got. It is absolutely blowing outside, it's horrible. Consequently, our the landing yesterday was pretty intense. We landed, I won't say sideways, it felt sideways at the time, but it was very bumpy and the whole plane was kind of doing this. So yeah, that was fun. Shall we try, obviously this isn't waterproof. I just want to see if I can work around it. The pen's okay. I just need to work out how to not do that. But that's on me, isn't it? We know that I shouldn't have done it. I know I shouldn't have done it. Let's have a look at this Artgraf. So my plan is just to use it as a dry, like a palette. Let's get some of this on. Let's see how opaque I can get it across. Well, that is quite good, isn't it? Not unhappy. If I put down some watercolour first, obviously it's going to mix with it. Okie dokie, so I've had a little play already. I obviously didn't wait for that to dry enough because it's spread a little bit, but it's quite fun for, drawing over. It's going to do the same here because it's probably not dry enough. But I'm an impatient bunny, what can you say? I was going to make this one a little fishy. It looked like a little fishy to me, and there were an awful lot of like sardine things in Portugal. I think that's a given. They're kind of famous for it, aren't they? Let's draw a little fishy. What should we do with these? We could do flowers. I do like, you can get really fine lines here. I like that. really is really nice and opaque. If I don't rub it and we just blob it on, because we're doing this on watercolour, it will obviously lift the watercolour if I rub it hard, but if I'm just super gentle like this, actually it's lifted a bit there, but I'm happy. I'm very happy with this Artgraf. I think that's going to be a really useful thing for mixed media. Let's go. Okay, let's get this off and see what it looks like. I'm actually quite pleased with it. Like, this feels a bit like a nose or something. I'm not sure about my little pigeons, but you know, it's a sketch, so let's see what we make of it. It's not designed for tape, is it? Goodness me. I mean, it is just one of the Jackson's sketchbooks, but I like being able to draft it out quite big. Right, let's have a look. What do we think? I love this colour here. Really like these. This needs a bit of work on the shape here. It needs to be a little less hooked. A bit more like that, doesn't it? That's okay, we can get that in. I've got some of this colour left. And with that blue, I like these sort of dragged, as you know, rough dragged marks there. We'll take some of that up into here as well. Okay. I really like how it's quite subtle down here, but I've used that Artgraf just to add in some of the wave marks, because there was a lot of traffic along this bit of river, and it was creating quite a bit of wake. So I do, yeah, I'm pleased. I think if I was to turn this into a painting, I would have this a little bit redder, or have some red in it. I did use the cap at Mortem because that is quite red based, but I don't know, it wasn't quite right. But I think it's a little bit of red. It was very dark. But you know how I like a little bit red, and I think maybe bring it over a little bit here with dark, just to make that shape a little bit more interesting. We can do that as well whilst we're playing around. I'm not sure if I am going to do anything with this or not. I will just use it as an exercise. someone tell me to stop now? Stop, Katie. Can't stop him. So this was Lisbon, and what was the date? Today's 25th. 4/3, it's the 22nd. There we go. Let's have a look at this painting quickly. It is just a sketch. It's fair. It looks much brighter on there than it does on here, so I'm wondering if my colours on there are a little bit squiffy. I have tried to make it less bright. Let me have another go quickly. I'm not sure if that's any better, but I have just fiddled with some of the settings, so I'm hoping it won't be so bright. So this is our sketch. It still looks extremely bright on here, much brighter on the camera than it is in real life. So I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. But here it is, based on little sketches that we did. Plein. And I like it. I'm not sure that I'm going to do much with it. I notice it's very similar in shape to these painters. It's obviously what I'm drawn to. Much prefer a seascape or a landscape to anything too buildingy. I was just about to head out and do some gardening, but there is a massive black cloud just appeared, so I might get a result. I do need to have some rest. I've only had 2 hours sleep and I am very tired. So let's wind up. Let me think. What were the highlights of the holiday? I mean, it feels a bit obvious to say about the architecture. The architecture was amazing. I have popped in some clips. There was hundreds of doors and grates and gates and windows and finials and all of those things, and I definitely didn't take enough of those, but I've hopefully got some of the clips in. The bits that we liked best, I think, were the quieter spaces, so looking down the roads, which where we got lost really. Loved the aqueduct. The colours that were around there, like in the whole of the city, were beautiful, and I really enjoyed that mixture of sort of grand architecture with really industrial that you see in a lot of these sort of port cities. So yeah, I really like that. I'm not sure that anything I would draw would reflect or match it properly, just because of my style and my skills, but I really appreciate anyone that can, and you know, I think maybe I need to start smaller and then work my way up a bit, so maybe that's what we'll do. Let me know, have you ever been brave enough to go out and do some urban sketching? I really want to, just need to work out how to sort out my composition and tighten it enough so I know what I'm drawing. I think that's half the problem, because I just go all over the show. I have somewhere got one of those little squares, like a viewfinder thing. I probably need to find that out and have a go, and maybe have a go somewhere a little bit less grand. Goodness me, did you hear that wind? Somewhere a little less grand than, you know, the beautiful city of Lisbon, and see if I can do it. I feel like I'm brave enough, so that's one massive step. I just don't know that I have the ability, and I know what I'm going to say to myself, which is that it's just about practice, isn't it? So, okay, before the shed blows down, there go all of our pots across the garden. Before the shed blows down, I am going to leave you be. Thank you very much for watching. I know this one was a little bit different. I will be back next week with a really exciting painting. It's the one that I have got an absolute vision for, and I cannot wait to give it a go. I'm not going to be able to do it justice. I know I'm not, but I know what I want to do, which is unusual for me to come in knowing what I want. So wish me luck with that one. If you don't subscribe, please do. And if you could give me a few seconds of your time just to click the thumbs up, that'd be really helpful. And I say this every week, but the bit that I enjoy the most is the comments. So if you've got a few seconds just to write a comment, or let me know what you thought was the best part of the trip in the comments below. Let me know how many pasta de nata or pasta de Belém, apologies for anyone Portuguese watching as I butcher your language, but let me know in the chat how many you think I managed to eat in 3 days. I won't let you down. Have a great week, and I will see you soon. Bye.